Okay, so right now we're going to talk about some right triangle trigonometry. So we've been given a right triangle. We've been given the lengths of two of the sides and the length of the hypotenuse. And we're asked to find what's called the tangent of A. So this is the angle A right here. And we're going to find what's called the tangent. So this is one of the 6 trigonometric ratios. So before we do this, I'm going to go over those 6 trigonometric ratios really quickly. So first thing we have is sine, then we have cosine, then we have what we're looking for, which is the tangent. Then we have what's called the cosecant, we have the secant, and then we have what I call, or what is called, not what I call, what's called the cotangent. Okay, so there's a little mnemonic device that we can use when we're dealing with right triangles to find the sine, the cosine, and the tangent. So this one right here is SOH, S-O-H. This is CA, C-A-H, and then this one is TOA. Okay, now when you put it all together, SO, CA, TOA. Well, what does it mean? The sine is the opposite divided by the hypotenuse. Okay, and we're going to talk about that right now. The cosine is the adjacent divided by the hypotenuse. And the tangent is the opposite divided by the adjacent side. Okay, well, we see these cosecant, secant, and cotangent. They are the cofunctions. I like to call them the cousins. Okay, so the cousin of sine is cosecant. The cousin of cosine is the secant. And the cousin of tangent is the cotangent. So if they're cousins, if they're related, what I'm trying to tell you here is that they are simply the reciprocals of each other. So, not so, S-O-H, so, comma, all right, the cosecant, I would say, is cho. So, cho. All right, and then this one right here is what I call sha. And this one right here is what I call cow, C-A-O. So if you notice so, ka, toa, and cho, sha, cow, you notice how they are the reciprocals of each other. This is opposite over hypotenuse, hypotenuse over opposite, adjacent hypotenuse, hypotenuse over adjacent, opposite over adjacent, adjacent over opposite. So, ka, toa, and cho, sha, cow. You're going to want to remember that mnemonic there because it will really help you out when you're dealing with right triangles. So let's go ahead and take a look and investigate what we were looking for, the tangent. So here's the angle A. Now the easiest one to do is always the hypotenuse. Now just remember the hypotenuse is always directly across the right angle. So here's the right angle. That means that the longest side of the triangle will always be the hypotenuse. There it is in the right triangle. I'm going to call it hyp, H-Y-P. Now here's the angle A. Now if you look directly across it, you see the number 5. This across is what I call, or what is called, the opposite. I'm going to put OPP for opposite. All right. Now the adjacent side is all that you have left. And look, the adjacent side is right here, what is right next to the angle A. So I'm going to call this the ADJ, the adjacent side. Okay, so now we go back to tangent. Okay, so tangent is, the tangent of A is the opposite over the adjacent. So simply put, it is 5 divided by 12. So that's all that we do. So the tangent, the TOA, in this case, is simply 5 over 12. So really simple. You just got to know this mnemonic and then you can figure out any of these.